Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Coffee with Chris. When I was a kid growing up, I loved the sport of baseball. I used to love spring when trout season opened and then baseball season would open, and just those nights in May and June where you're out playing a baseball game and starting to get lighter, stay lighter longer and things like that. And I remember when I was about 12 years old, I began to play the position of catcher, which was kind of a big thing for me. My dad played that when he was a kid. And I remember in our garage, there was an old catcher's mitt that my dad had when he was a kid. And I can remember picking up that mitt, it was all dry and things like that. And I asked my dad, can I use this glove that you used when you were a kid? And he said, sure, but you need to put some oil in it because it's quite dried up since last time I used it. So of course I took some oil, put it in the palm of the glove and put it in my bag to go play baseball. My dad's like, hey, did you put it on all the little hinged places and in the pocket and things like that? I'm like, yeah. And I remember started catching, made it through warm-ups, got through like 2 or 3 innings, and a ball went right through the pocket of the catcher's mitt. And I remember I had to go over, get the team mitt and use that one. And my dad said to me, I told you needed to oil it up. It was all dry rotted out, and that ball hit it and just kind of broke it apart. It wasn't pliable, it was all dry. Well, the verse I want to share with you today is in Proverbs chapter 19, verse 27. I'm going to read it to you. It says, cease to hear instruction, my son, and you will stay from the words of knowledge. And the idea is to stay pliable, to stay curious, to always realize that there are learning opportunities wherever you look. M. Scott Peck, in his book Road Less Traveled, talks about the idea that we put the perimeter or the frame around our chart or our map for our lives usually in our 20s. He says most of us don't start to keep thinking. Most of us at that point in our lives kind of create the boundaries of where we think politically, where we think socioeconomically and things like that. But what this proverb is telling us to do is to stay soft and pliable and curious. And as we look through life today, there are so many things that are facing us, and many of us haven't really thought deep about a lot of them. Many of us don't want to have our minds change. Many of us don't want to even try to think differently. But take it from my catcher's mitt. You want to stay pliable. You don't want to become over rigid. You want to be challenged. If you're going to be a lifelong learner, you need to be willing to be challenged and pliable and learn again. So be encouraged today. Look for every opportunity to learn something today. God bless.